Valorant is a 5 vs 5 tactical shooter where gunplay meets hypernatural powers and players must plant a spike causing destruction. Set in near future Earth, Valorant will host a diverse roster of playable characters called agents who will have their own respective abilities to suit an individual's playstyle. Let's see what the story is behind Valorant and who of its agents are and what they can do.
The battle begins.
Although we already know about agents and their abilities, little is known about their lore and backstory. However, Riot Games creative director David Nottingham has revealed that the story will be coming to Valorant mostly through player-character interaction. The more you play a character, the more you develop their dossier and information on that character. The earlier mentioned spike is planted by one of the attackers, and if it goes off with the radio night, it will disable the gravitational pull of the Earth. As of the launch of Valorant, there are 11 agents in the game divided into 4 categories: the Controller, Duelist, Initiator and Sentinel. Each agent has 4 abilities. The first 2 abilities, shortcut to C and Q, are basic abilities that you can purchase at the start of a round. The third ability, shortcut E, is the signature ability that is based on cooldowns or kills. And the fourth and final ability is your ultimate ability and will charge up across rounds and be the most powerful. There are 3 controllers: Brimstone, Omen and Viper.
They think I'm an old dog? I'll show them just how many tricks I know.
Brimstone, codenamed Sarge, is a tactical commando with versatile abilities that involve using the minimap. He can call down smoke grenades, fire napalms, buff allied agents with additional firepower, and call down an airstrike. Stim Beacon tosses a beacon in front of Brimstone, which upon landing will create a field that grants players rapid fire. Incendiary launches a grenade that detonates as it comes to rest on the floor, creating a lingering fire zone that damages players within. Sky Smoke launches long-lasting smoke clouds that block vision in the selected area. Orbital Strike launches a lingering orbital strike laser at the selected location, dealing high damage over time to players caught in the selected area.
I am the beginning. I am the end.
Omen hunts in the shadows. He renders his enemies blind, teleports across the field, then lets paranoia take hold as foes scramble to uncover where it might strike next. Shrouded Step allows to open a brief channel and teleport to the marked location. Paranoia fires a shadow projectile, briefly reducing the vision range of all players it touches. It can travel to walls. Dark Cover throws a shadow orb to a marked location, creating a long-lasting shadow sphere that blocks vision. From the shadows allows for teleportation across the map, where Omen will appear as a shade that can be destroyed to cancel his teleport.
No one can hold their breath forever.
Viper, codenamed Pandemic, deploys an array of poisonous chemical devices to control the battlefield and cripple the enemy's vision. The toxins don't kill her prey, her mind game surely will. A predator that deals in poison and chemical warfare, she has exploding projectiles and gas that spill acid on the battlefield. Snakebite launches a canister from a chemical launcher that shatters upon hitting the floor, creating a lingering chemical zone that damages and slows enemies. Poison Cloud throws a gas emitter that perpetually remains throughout the round and can create a gas cloud. Toxic Screen deploys a long line of gas emitters to create a wall of toxic gas. And Viper Spit sprays a chemical cloud in all directions around Viper, creating a large cloud that reduces vision and range and maximum health of players inside it. Moving on to the Duelists, there are currently 4 of them: Jet, Phoenix, Raze and Rayna.
Cool, let's go.
Jet, codenamed Wushu, is a Korean duelist with an agile and evasive fighting style that lets her take risks no one else can. She runs circles around every skirmish, cutting enemies up before they even know what hit them. Cloud Wind throws a projectile that expands into a brief vision cloud on impact with a surface. Updraft instantly propels Jet high into the air. Tailwind propels her in the direction Jet is moving or forward if she's standing still. And Blade Storm equips a set of highly accurate throwing knives that recharge on an opponent, allowing for both single fire or a multi-bladed volley.
Just take a seat. I got this.
Phoenix's star power shines through in his fighting style, igniting the battlefield with flash and flare. Whether he's got backup or not, he's rushing into the fight on his own terms. The fiery Brit can wield the power of flame to essentially shape the battlefield how he sees fit. Blaze creates a line of flames that moves forward and creating a fiery wall that blocks vision and damages players passing through it. Curveball throws and detonates a flare orb that impairs vision to the enemy. Hot Hands throws a fireball that explodes after a set amount of time or upon hitting the ground, creating a lingering zone that damages enemies. Run It Back will allow Phoenix to rise again as dying or expiring timer will end this ability and bring Phoenix back to a marked location with full health.
Yes, I'm pumped!
Coming from Brazil, Raze loves explosives. With her blunt force trauma playstyle, she excels at flushing entrenched enemies and clearing tight spaces with a generous dose of boom. Boombot deploys a bot that locks onto an enemy within its frontal cone and chases them, exploding for heavy damage if it reaches them. Blast Pack throws a pack that sticks to any surface until detonated. Pain Shells allow Raze to throw a cluster grenade with each of its submunitions, damaging the enemy. Showstopper allows Raze to equip a single-use rocket launcher that is able to one-shot enemies.
Every enemy has a place in my heart.
Rayna, codenamed Vampire, is the newest of the Duelists and is one of whom we have no backstory yet. Lear throws an orb across the map, blinding enemy players looking at it. Devour restores her health and part of her armor, consuming an orb. This miss shapeshifts her and allows her to be invincible for a short period of time. Empress adds a combat stim effect with a depleting meter that's reset anytime she gets a kill. Moving on to the Initiators, we have Breach and Sofa.
Stand in my way. I dare you.
Breach fires powerful targeted kinetic blasts to aggressively clear a path through enemy ground. The damage and disruption he inflicts ensures that no fight is ever fair. Aftershock fires a fusion charge to set up a slow-acting burst through the wall, applying heavy damage to anyone caught in its area. Flashpoint fires a blinding charge to set a fast-acting burst through the wall, detonating a blinding flash. Faultline fires a seismic wake, dazing all players in its zone. And Rolling Thunder sends a cascading quake through all the terrain in a large cone, dazing and knocking up enemies that are caught in it.
Wherever they run, I will find them.
Sofa, codename Hunter, tracks, finds and eliminates enemies with ruthless efficiency and precision. His custom bow and incredible scouting abilities ensure that even if you run, you can't hide. An archery expert, he can equip his bow with different bolts that reveal an enemy location or shock nearby adversaries. Shock Bolt sends an explosive bolt forward, detonating upon collision and damaging nearby players. Owl Drone deploys a drone capable of marking an enemy's location. Recon Bolt fires a bolt from his bow that activates upon collision and reveals the location of nearby enemies in the line of sight of the bolt. And Hunter's Fury equips the bow with 3 long-range, wall-piercing energy blasts that damage and reveal the location of an enemy. Moving on to the Sentinel, of which there are 2, we have Cypher and Sage.
Nothing stays hidden from me. Nothing.
Cypher, codename Gumshoe or Amir, is a one-man surveillance network who keeps tabs on the enemy's every move. No secret is safe. No maneuver goes unseen. Cypher is always watching. If intel is your thing, Cypher might be your agent. This Moroccan surveillant has abilities that trap and reveal the locations of enemies. Cyber Cage creates a zone that blocks vision and slows enemies who pass through it. Trapwire places a destructible and covert tripwire at the target location, creating a line that spans between the placed location and the opposite wall. Enemy players springing a trap will be tethered, revealed and dazed for a short period of time. Spy Cam places a cam at a targeted location that can be controlled and fires a marking dart that reveals the location of an enemy struck by it. Neural Theft reveals the location of all living enemy players after using it on a dead enemy's body.
I am both shield and sword.
Sage, codenamed Thorn, creates safety for herself and her team wherever she goes. Able to revive fallen friends and stave off forceful assault, she provides a calm center to a hellish battlefield. Barrier Orb places a solid wall blocking access to allies and enemies. Slow Orb instantly throws an orb, creating a slowing ice floor. Healing Orb fires an orb to activate a heal over time on allies but damages Sage in return. And Resurrection opens a brief channel that brings an ally back to life. At the moment there are also 3 unknown agents data mined from the game's files. These are Shatter, Sabine and Jules. Shatter, as opposed to the other 2, does have a 3D model, which very looks like the one of Phoenix, so this might be a remnant of that. Although little is known about overarching story, the character's backstory and how it all ties together, each agent has a distinct specialty with his or her unique abilities, and in time we will discover their backstories. Thanks for watching. It's a new game, so I'm interested to see how the story and lore of the world and its characters develop. If you're interested in the same, that being game lore, consider subscribing and even clicking the notification bell. Leave a like or dislike depending on if you liked or disliked the video, but leave some feedback in the second case. You can even become a member to join and support the channel with some exclusive rewards to suit. Now that I have my new setup, I'm gonna try to stream a little bit more often, usually on Wednesday and Friday, maybe the weekends as well, including Valorant, Overwatch, Modern Warfare and many other games. So if you're interested in that, follow me on Twitch. With that, I'll leave you to your lockdown or quarantine. Peace out.